So this is our top 10 movies of 2023. Right, we'll start from obviously 10 and go to our best movie. Right, Moon, you want to start?
Sure thing. Alright. 10th, The Creator. Ooh, I love that movie.
Very low.
Well,
Very
excuse
surprised.
me. Alright, no. This is perfect spot for it because when I watched the trailer, I was like, nah, I'm not probably gonna watch it. Probably won't like it. But when I watched the movie, it's just so much emotion. Everything was perfect. The story, characters, everything.
The music.
Music was
Music really
great,
surprised
true.
me.
Apparently, some people didn't like it, but yeah. Sorry.
Shots fired.
Amazing
I'm
movie, yeah.
very surprised it's that low on your list.
Yeah.
Just a little bit surprised because I know this year compared to last year.
We had a lot of top tier films
My
this
God,
year.
I
A
was
lot
sitting-
more.
I was
I
sitting
don't
here. You know, I reckon I struggled more this year to do a top 10 than
Yeah,
last year.
it was easy to get the 10 last year. It was hard to get the bottom
I
for
don't
me
know.
last year.
This year,
Nah,
I
the
felt
bottom
like
was pretty easy last year, but to get the top 10 this year, I felt like there was at least 20 that
Yeah.
could go in.
true.
out, in,
Yeah,
out.
I agree. But I felt more like top 5. I was just struggling what to put. Like last year, I knew.
See, yeah, I didn't go any pre-thinking what would be my number one. I sort of just, but last year it sort of naturally.
Naturally, yeah.
Okay, one, two,
I knew
three,
what is gonna be.
Yeah, it was real easy last year because, Top Gun Maverick, quality film, number one, the best.
Everything everywhere. Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Alright.
Anyway, John, what's your 10th?
Tar.
Tar. Number
Very
10.
good film. Kate Blanchett,
Amazing.
Lydia Tar.
Robbed of an Oscar.
Yeah, exactly. Robbed of an Oscar,
No,
but two are great.
Yeah.
We have had this
Alternative.
discussion. Not
If
an
anybody
alternative.
had to win it and it wasn't Kate Blanchett,
No,
I'm happy
we
that
had
it was
this discussion
Michelle.
many times. Michelle, you deserve that Oscar. Thank
Alright,
you.
anyway.
You made me cry so
I
many
love
times.
Tar. I reckon that was
Yeah.
a big surprise for me.
True.
Because the trailer sort of gave that.
It looked like a horror movie when you went
Yeah,
into
thriller.
it. Yeah, very, very much a different
I
kind of film.
remember
Yeah,
you
I
said you
"No,
don't
I'm
want to
not gonna
watch it.
that."
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Because it
I,
looked
yeah.
like, I don't know, some psycho's going to come out and stab or...
Yeah.
Yeah, we did not know what we were getting into with
Yeah.
that film, and it
Very,
was very
Very good.
acting based. It was
Oh,
very,
yeah.
and it was very central to Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett, yes.
Yeah.
And
She was
especially
amazing.
when she did the monologues, like she spoke in German for much of the film in
Yes.
different areas,
Mm.
and she carried the film because
Oh,
it's very much a
100%.
character study on her and
True,
how it
like-
how it progresses.
Oh, yeah. from
If
start to
someone would have
finish.
said that's not a fictional character, I would thought it's.
It
Yeah,
does.
there
It
is
really
someone,
feels
yeah.
like a true story.
Yeah. It did feel like sort of a biography sort
Awesome,
of thing.
yeah, true.
A biopic,
Yeah.
but my God.
Maestro wished the movie like it
We don't
was.
need
to
mention much.
Sorry.
It was
Sorry,
it was
Mike.
very clever in the way that it was able to do that kind of Me Too message without pounding it in your head and making it very obvious.
Yes. And the way it fed it to you was the pacing was very well done, I thought.
Yes.
From start to finish, I was hooked into this movie.
True.
Alright. My 10th is, as you know by the shirt, has to be TMNT.
Or at least you were.
Because I'm a fanboy, I love the TMNT franchise, and this movie did not disappoint me at all. Fresh story, the voice acting, it was like
Ice
everyone...
Cube? Oh.
Everyone was like best friends in the movie. You could tell there was connection. And that art style,
Oh.
chef's
True.
kiss, refreshing. It was beautiful, and I love TMNT, so I had to make my top 10. I had to squeeze her in
I
there.
like the movie. It was like for non-fans here. Yeah.
Yep.
It was okay.
Look, I didn't mind it. The one thing that bugged me, which Cameron liked obviously, was the art style. Just my opinion, it was just
Bit too plain.
it was a bit too plain. It was just a bit too basic in its
Bit
interpretation. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Dull. I
prefer
found that Spider-Man's Across the Spider-Verse,
Yeah.
that art style was a bit more like an
Vibrant.
older crowd would still watch that if they're not a fan of the film.
Yeah.
And be able to, follow it quite good. Whereas I think if you watch that, you're inherently going to see the trailer and go, this is a kid's movie.
Yeah.
Even though it has the adult undertones,
Yeah.
and it is more.
But it made me laugh a lot, which
Yeah.
I
It was fun,
appreciated.
yes.
It was very funny. The
Yeah.
humour did come across, and
Yes.
it did hit.
Seth
So,
Rogen, good job.
Yeah, no. Good on ya. Kudos. Made my top 10. Had to.
Okay.
Very good, very nice.
All right.
There we go, there we go.
Okay. Let's start the discussion. Let's go. Top 9. Bo is Afraid.
Oh,
10?
that's
Top
in your
10.
top
No.
10?
It is in my
I
top
can't
10.
agree to that.
Okay, hold on. Ever since I watched that movie, or when we came out, we were like, what did we watch? But until that day, I've been thinking about the movie, and it's just, I grasped so many things.
No.
I'm like, yes, that makes so much sense. It's not cuckoo, it's not poo poo. You need to.
It's definitely cuckoo.
No, it's cuckoo, but it's not poo poo.
Definitely cuckoo.
It's not poo poo though.
It's
Boy is Afraid.
it's not poo poo, but it's not top 10.
Look, it's a
Watch
movie.
the
Somebody
movie.
made it.
Watch the movie again.
You know,
and
people make
think
things in
from a-
toilets all the
All right,
time, and I guess
John.
Bo is afraid
Okay,
is one of them.
hold on. All right, think of yourself a person who is afraid of, say, everything. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then you will start connecting more. Like the scene where the guy is hanging from the ceiling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes? Think of
Oh,
it,
that
that's
was
just a
freaky.
spider. But in your
But the
mind...
film is just the
No, that's the whole point was
Yeah,
the movie
it's all
that
about-
you are in
yeah.
someone's head who is
Yeah.
literally scared of everything.
Yeah.
So
I agree with everything you're saying, but it can't be top 10.
I'm sorry,
just
it is in the
no.
top 10. It's my list, so what I'm gonna
Yeah,
do whatever I
exactly.
want.
It's his list.
True,
He
true.
gets to put it in
My
the list.
apologies, yeah.
Yes, go
top
for it.
10 can't agree. Anyway,
Yeah.
John?
Okay, this one's one that Cameron hasn't seen,
Oh.
but I really, really liked it, and I've been talking about it ever since we saw it. Lost in the Stars. See, we had a Chinese film on the bottom of the list, but we also got one in the top 10. It's a great film. It was 2 hours. It was kind of like an Ocean's 11 murder mystery thing going on. Yeah, Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, you know, that kind of heist
You went to
aspect.
say
What's
movies,
that?
you?
Any heist movie now?
No, but, you know.
Okay, I get
Yeah,
you.
it was. If you watch the movie, it goes in one direction, and at the end, it's like whoosh, whiplash, just changes direction right at the end, and it was really good.
True.
Yeah.
Like I always say, like if a foreign movie, like with the subtitles, if you're getting into it, must be really good.
Yeah.
Like, even
I
with
tend to
subtitles.
find that if I'm not focusing on reading the words
Yes,
and I'm in the
in
movie,
the movie,
then
yeah.
then I'm enjoying it. And
No,
see, with
that
the
was-
creation of the gods, I felt like I was reading the whole movie.
Yeah, it felt like
Whereas in this movie, it kind of just, I forgot that I was reading by the end of it. The storyline was really interesting and good, and something that I hadn't seen before. I couldn't say it was like such and such movie. It was very much its own movie.
Oh, the ending was so good.
Yeah, the ending was
ending
really
was
good.
really
I really could see this being remade in United States
yes,
aspect.
You should watch it.
Yeah, maybe one day.
It is. It's really good.
All right. My number 9 is Mission Impossible.
Dun, 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 dun.
I really,
Hold on.
really like this.
You gotta
have
say
to-
the full
full
title.
name, please.
What is it? Day Reckoning.
Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 in cinemas June 7th.
Apparently,
Alright.
part 2 is not coming out.
Part 2 will have to wait next year. Thanks, John. Anyway, I liked it, but it couldn't go any further. I had to put it in my top 10 because I really did
Good job.
like it. And Jesus, those action scenes, the train at the end, oof,
Amazing.
my lord. But watching that stunt over and over again in the cinemas before we watched the stunt,
True, yeah.
big mistake.
Yes.
Tom, don't do it again for part 2, please, because it really took me out of your stunt.
It ruins it. The surprise. The surprise is the stunt.
Yeah,
and when you
true.
watch it 15 times before you see the movie, I must admit the
Bare
short
bones.
we watched in IMAX was,
That was
so
amazing.
good.
Yeah, that
To-
was the best.
And to watch the stunt in IMAX, it is really worth seeing that film
Correct.
in IMAX just to watch the stunt on the big screen.
But
But it does ruin it because it's like watching the ending of a film 15 times in the
Yeah,
trailer.
I-
What's the point?
I
I
get
reckon
it,
the
it's a
stunt
marketing.
looked better than it did in the movie.
It did.
Like the ramp actually looked better
Yeah.
than
True.
riding a
When we watch
CGI.
the uncut seat, when we
Narrative.
watch the original version in the cinema, when they had him on the ramp and he parachutes off,
Yeah.
it looked more dangerous and intense. And even the sound And because they cut it into splice with the film, and then he smashes into the train
Yeah.
as part of it,
That
it just
scene was
felt less.
when he comes down
Yeah.
actually, because you don't know that part.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a
was like,
surprise.
wow.
Yes, yeah.
But imagine I had that whole scene going,
Yeah,
oh
they
my
showed
god,
it,
what
yeah.
the F?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that
True.
would have been crazy. But just for next time.
They should
Tom,
have used like maybe after the movie they should have shown us.
Yeah, that would have
Yeah,
been good in the
that's
trailer.
true.
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
post credit.
Anyway,
Okay.
Moon, you're number 8.
Number 8 is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That's like, I watched the first movie. I didn't watch in the cinema, so I watched it later. I enjoyed it. And I watched this one. We were late. I know we were running late. I just please reopen. But just amazing. Everything, like every single frame was amazing. The colors, the story. Gwen Stacy, I love you. Sorry. But yeah, just I can't describe anything. I think that's like how animated movies should be done.
Oh yeah, 100%.
True.
It was
And
very enjoyable.
very
From start
good.
to
Like yeah.
I think it's
just-
important you see the first one, but it's not one of those films you can walk in without seeing the first one.
Even yeah, they sort of
Explain the story.
Yeah.
explain the
As
story
quickly
good.
as
you,
so if you just walked in, it did its job,
yeah.
but obviously it would be
Yeah.
better to watch the first.
You get more out of the first one, especially the end of it, because
Yeah,
the whole
when it
uncle
comes-
aspect and
yeah.
everything's a bit confusing if you haven't seen the first one. But I do admit it was a really good film. It
Easily
really
the
was.
best comic book movie.
Oh yes,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
hands down.
yeah.
Yeah, Miles Morales,
Miles
is a
Morales
really
is the
good,
best.
fresh take on Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Because we've seen Peter Parker done 100 ways from Sunday, so it's like
Something
at least it's
different,
something, yeah, something new.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you still get Peter.
yeah, you still get Peter, but you get in a
but
bit. Of,
true.
Lots and lots and lots of
yeah, but you get in a different way, and that's
Yeah.
the refreshing part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not watching the same. Oh, I'm gonna kiss you upside down, this and that. Boop-ah. Yeah.
Me putting like a Marvel movie like is big
It's
thing.
big,
I guess.
yeah.
Yes, it is. So.
Big deal.
Okay, John.
The creator.
Oof.
Yeah. I liked it. Low budget, $80 million budget, 2 hours, 13 minute runtime. Had
As if
de-
the budget is skewing.
no, what it
top
is the
Budget
visual
makes-
effects
Yeah.
are so well done. I would say, hey, $200 million. That's how much that
True.
film cost.
It was very
And then when I
risky, yeah.
looked up and it said $80 million, I was like, that for $80 million? And look how much Ant-Man and Quantumania cost.
Please.
Exactly. That film was so well done. The start sequence explained the whole film up to current very good. Denzel Washington's son, John David Washington.
He is
I swear,
amazing.
if you were blind and you listened to him, Denzel Washington.
But he's
Fantastic.
He stole the show.
Fantastic. And he carried it along with Gemma Chan. She was also
was
great. And
Even the child.
yeah, Madeline
What's her
Yun
name?
Volis plays
Good
Alpha
job.
A,
You
the
are
child.
amazing.
Fantastic child actor. Usually they're so wooden and
Yeah.
Then this whole film, every person in it seemed to feel natural.
Yes.
Like they weren't overacting. They knew what they were doing. They knew what was supposed to be happening, and it was really well done. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it
I loved
from
it.
start to finish, and it was in
an
a sense
emotional
it was a
ride
love
as well.
story, but it was veiled very well. So it was an
The start,
action
yeah.
story and a love story. So it's
And
got
it
a bit of
wasn't
both.
predictable.
Yeah,
no,
true. You know,
you didn't
some
see
people-
the end coming.
Yeah, so some people said they disliked the ending. No spoilers here, but I think the ending made the movie even better.
Yeah, I did like the ending.
I think that was the
I
perfect
think,
ending. Yeah. true.
it really, the emotions really came through the screen. through the
Oh
screen
yes,
for me.
100%. Yeah.
It made me,
It really
Yeah,
was his
made you
journey.
cry.
Really, you really felt like you went on a journey with him.
yeah.
With the what was the character's name? Sergeant Joshua Taylor.
Joshua.
Yeah, you really felt like you went on his journey from hate to love.
Yeah, that was a great character arc. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job.
I'm a big Rocky fan. I love the Creeds. And yeah, I thought the third one was a nice end. I hope that's it. It was a nice
don't want
end.
more?
I
I don't think we need more. We'll get into
I
Rocky
think,
5
yeah,
territory
yeah,
then.
correct.
That's what you
We
got to
don't
be
need
careful
to-
of.
we don't need
Okay,
to
you
drag
guys
this out.
know more.
And I think Jonathan's character was very, very good. I liked it. It was a bit different. obviously they still try and pull things from Rocky, so you sort of get that Mr. T vibe, but he was still his own character, and I liked it. It was very Mike Tyson-esque fighter, and it was a fresh take, you know, because obviously it's more realistic now. Because like Michael B. Jordan, he's older now. He's
And
coming back, and
I found with this film, with the first and second Creed, not to take anything away from it, but I tend to find that you can parallel it with the Rocky films quite well.
Yes, correct.
This film stands on its own. You can't go, this is from Rocky such and such, and this is the
And
storyline.
it also helps that Rocky's not in this one.
Yeah, Sly
He's
isn't
mentioned, which
present,
was great.
but it's good because
That's
Rocky
very
isn't
fun.
really this kind of dark-ish character. This is more of a dark
Yes,
film
it's
compared
very
to the
much
first
dark,
two.
yes,
Yeah.
very true.
And I think it's good that he wasn't in it because I think it would
Yeah.
have taken away a bit. It would have just brightened it up a little bit that it
Yeah.
shouldn't have.
And the struggle he goes through, and he
Yeah.
comes out, and it's,
Oh,
you
the
really
mu-
feel the struggle
the
when
music.
it comes to Creed.
The
always
music was
music.
so
I reckon the
cool.
end
Always the
fight
music kills
scene
me.
was fantastic.
Oh,
the,
yeah,
the end
the
fight
shots.
scene.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
you
Lord.
would swear that
Yeah.
you were doing the fighting. That's
Oh.
how good they were. In
If-
D-Box,
yeah.
fantastic. D-Box, for those who don't know, is a motion cinema chair that moves around. It's a
I don't know.
recliner.
Please don't go.
But I am a huge advocate for any kind of action or adventure film that you can see in it.
Yeah.
There's another version, 40X. It's not as good because it's not a recliner. It's in a bay of 4. It doesn't matter anyway. I could do a whole thing on this, but you really feel the punches and the hits, and it brings that extra aspect into the film. But the quality of the visual effects in this
Oh, yeah.
film, it's just done right.
Yep.
And it's
Okay.
not overdone.
I just need to say one thing.
Yes.
I know why I didn't make in my top 10 the reason.
Yeah.
I think that's the reason why you guys liked it more. You know the end fight?
Yeah.
So they sort of transition into some, I don't know, like they're trying to show it some
It
other
was
way.
empty. Yeah.
Yeah, so that took me out of the movie.
Yeah, but because I liked it because it went dead silent,
Yeah,
and you
I
just
agree.
hear them, and you actually hear them breathe and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
I get it,
You're
but-
in their
It
head.
makes it so much more tense.
I
and
get it,
it
but
actually
it's,
made me grip the chair. Like
for me
holy
that was
crap.
a bit more fantastical element, so that
Yeah,
took me out of the
pulled-
movie. Yeah,
pulled you out of
so
it, but
yeah.
But not all the experimental aspects of that kind of film are going to work.
yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
not gonna work for everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it worked for us,
Yeah.
but it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
All right, man. What's next? Is this 7?
Yeah, number 7.
Is it? All right, Oppenheimer.
Wow.
Wow, number is it low? Yeah, that's fine for
Not
me.
for me.
Okay, so we planned to watch in IMAX, but we couldn't watch it.
Oh my god.
Due
That was just
to-
impossible.
Please.
Christopher Nolan having 5 seats only in an IMAX
Yeah.
cinema of 800. For 3 months, it was booked out. Oh.
For
Okay.
optimal
Optimal viewing, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
cinema
We couldn't find it,
experience.
so we went wherever. But
No, we saw it in the
We
reel.
saw it,
70mm was
yeah,
it?
Yeah.
we saw it in 70mm film, so we saw it at least as it was supposed to be seen.
True.
How
But
we
oh
envision
my
that
god,
story.
We
Nolan
did make
makes
nothing.
movies, man. Like
Mm.
it was so gripping. Like I would never imagine a movie about a Tom bomb. I thought it would be just like a biography, like, but everything.
For a 3-hour
The way,
whatever
yeah,
movie,
the
I
way
was
he laid the
involved.
movie, he always
But-
does that. The timelines and everything.
Yeah. But-
Nah, the music, amazing.
Yeah.
I really want to watch it again in IMAX,
Oh god.
but please,
Good luck.
we'll get seats, man. They're showing it again, so
Yeah.
it's good.
I liked it, but
I liked it, but I wouldn't see it in IMAX, mainly for the comfort aspect of it being such a long movie.
it's just
If it's one of those things, we have IMAX here, a lot of places in the world don't, so we are lucky in that aspect. But I like the film, I really did, but it's a very heavy talking
It is
film.
very.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not going to
Because,
get a
you
lot
know,
of
The movie started like becoming better when after the bomb goes off.
yeah, because once you get to know who's
Who
talking,
is?
and
Yeah, true.
who's around him, because it cuts in and out of.
Yeah, but after like when the bomb goes off and it started like haunt him,
Yeah,
that was
the haunting scenes
that
were
was
very
so
very
good.
confronting, and I did appreciate that on
Yeah.
the cinema.
And Christopher Nolan apparently used his daughter, I believe it was, in one of the scenes.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, this scene where the face is
Yeah,
melting
yeah.
off.
Okay.
Not spoilers much, but it's not really going to make
I mean,
much
it's
of a
history.
difference.
I think-
Yeah, it is
yeah.
history. So It's not much that we're going to spoil. But the film was done in a very good way.
No, I did enjoy
And it
the
was
movie.
framed in an interesting way of Robert Downey Jr.'s character in that film.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So
It was
yes,
very,
his
very
whole-
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good thing.
John?
Now, this is one of my top 7 films. This is a great film.
Okay.
Yeah. Blackberry.
Well, yeah, I did.
Yeah, I really
I thought
enjoyed
about
it.
it,
This was
yeah.
a low budget film, $5 million, 2 hours, really good. Glenn Houghton from AP Bio and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia played Jim Basali. Really good character, really aggressive, really angry. He really did. He was really good opposite Mike Lazaridis, played by Jay Berkel.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, that movie, I hate to compare movies, but if I compare that to like Dumb Money, right? So you get the sort of
You
biopic,
can.
right?
Yes.
Sort of money.
Yes.
Blackberry, I don't know, it just grabs you straight
And,
away.
yeah,
It's
Dumb Money
much
does
more,
it,
it's,
yeah.
I'd say it's much more serious tone, but it still had the very
But
much comedy
I
aspects
found
in
that
there.
it was more similar to The Big Short. The way that it was shot, camera style, it was serious
Yeah.
matter, but it still had that comedy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did really enjoy that
And
movie.
yeah, me
We
too.
all walked
Yeah.
out and we
It was,
go,
yeah.
wow,
Yeah,
we're very
that was
happy
great,
we
yeah.
saw this.
And the thing is you're learning,
Yes.
but in a subtle way. They're not
Correct.
bashing you over the
Yeah.
head
True. Yeah.
with the whole,
It was
this
well
is how
paced.
this done, this is
Yeah.
how that's done. It was
Yeah.
done really good.
I
And
think
because
you're
we lived through it, to see like, because we were obviously a lot younger when all this was
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
But you understand like how it was back then, because we lived it, right?
True.
Say if someone younger than us would go watch Blackberry,
Yeah.
it'd be like a
They'd be like
holy
iPhone.
crap. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think your comparison is good with Dumb Money
Mm.
because if Dumb Money thing happened recently,
Yeah.
if someone would watch it after 10 years, I don't think they will connect.
Yeah.
So, but the Blackberry, if you watch it, maybe say
But
another
it's-
20 years,
yeah,
you
but-
will still connect with the movie.
But even Blackberry, it still gives you that whole, like, how big they were and how big they got everything until the carpet was ripped under them.
Yes.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
whereas when we watched Dumb Money, it's a very confusing film if you don't understand the concept you're going
Correct,
to.
right.
It's
Yeah.
very simple to know, hey, this is a mobile phone. They used to look like this, then they added this and made it into a BlackBerry.
Yeah.
And it's got that thing about the American-made versus foreign-made aspect
Yes.
into that.
Very
Yeah.
true.
Whereas Dumb Money really took the part of it and said, oh, look, we're going to try and educate you in a simple way. But
Oh, yeah.
the subject matter was way too complicated for such a short movie.
Yes.
True.
But whereas Blackberry, you watched it, you're
Kept it
entertained,
simple, yeah.
and it's very simplistic.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed that movie. My
7.
Seven.
Godzilla -1.
Gojira.
Now I tried my hardest to put it higher. I
bit
am in love with
disappointed,
this
honestly.
movie. This movie it just blew my mind. Blew my mind. The story, the emotions, it's fully in Japanese, but it makes it better in my opinion. Like I've only watched one or two other Godzilla movies in my life, but this one, my lord.
It is the
The
best
effects,
Godzilla
Yeah.
movie.
The sound,
See?
the sound and the music
Oh my god.
blew my mind. The classic Godzilla theme in the background. I've not watched the old Godzilla movie,
Yeah.
but you know the theme.
Yeah.
And when that played in the cinema,
It was
gave me
chilling, true.
goosebumps. And when he's walking through the town, the city, Jesus.
But the attacks, when it attacks, because the Godzilla monster only really attacks 2, maybe 3 times properly.
Yes.
But even though they're short attacks, it's more the tension in between
Oh, yeah.
when you
Yes.
know it's coming.
True.
Yes.
And especially the doctor, and because it's really a group of 4 of them that are the
Yes,
main
correct.
characters.
Yeah.
Who's
The
trying
doctor,
to-
the skipper, the captain, and our main protagonist. But
Yeah.
yeah, we watched the audio dub version. It was very good.
Nice wheels, man.
Yeah, nice wheels, man. Yeah,
Randy,
cool.
good job.
That was Randy, yeah. That
Yeah.
was Randy.
Whatever
but,
your name is,
yes, it was.
It was a really good film. Yeah.
That was a big surprise.
As Japanese cinema goes, it's probably one of the best that I think we've seen. Especially is that the only live action Japanese film we've seen this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't get a lot of live action films out of Japan, but when we do, they really do hit well.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay. Is it 6?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Tar. Okay. So when we watched Tar, like I liked it,
Yeah, you weren't a big.
Yes.
Me and John were.
You
up
were
Yeah.
both
wow.
like, wow, this movie is great.
Mm.
I thought it was good,
Yeah.
but again,
You thought you could have got something more out of it.
true, yes, but then
You let it
same, I let it simmer, let it sing. It's been so many months. I kept thinking, it's amazing, just an amazing movie.
Because we kept going, sort of talking back, because we saw it in the early part of this
Yeah,
year.
true.
And
Yeah.
like any sort of serious tone drama, we'd always bring it back to Tar and how
We
it would
did,
compare,
yeah.
but nothing really compares.
It
Yeah.
was just such a
It's
well
very-
done
very
movie.
different.
And because it was the surprise aspect as well. Because with these movies, you got to understand, we're not bombarded with like knowledge about
Yeah,
it.
true.
So you go in sort of not blind, but a little bit knowledgeable, but you're still
Yeah.
majorly surprised.
The trailer really didn't give a lot of information
Nothing
away.
at
gave
all.
nothing.
Yeah,
And that's
remember,
what made it good, because
like,
sometimes a trailer
the
can
movie
ruin
started
it.
with the end credits first. Do you guys remember?
No, did it?
Yeah, Tar
Yeah.
started with the
Oh
end
yeah,
credits.
yeah. It's sort of it was a slow
So,
thing.
I've been just thinking about the movie a lot. So,
But yeah, I reckon it was really good because she was so close to achieving her goal of
Yeah,
conducting the
true.
last symphony,
yeah,
and it's like she's trying to grab it and she just can't get it, and it was done really well.
No, it was
no,
a good
really
movie.
good
Yeah.
movie.
John?
Air.
Oof.
Ooh,
See, yes.
I really enjoyed it. Now,
that was a great.
Ben Affleck,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
so we had Matt Damon as Sonny Varco, talent scout, main character of the film, but all the other characters or actors in the film
God
seem so much in it that it was hard to pick a main character.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you had Ben Affleck as Phil Knight, Nike CEO, Jason Bateman as Ron Strasser, marketing VP.
Hmm.
He's Matt Damon's boss. One of my favourite characters, Chris Mencina, David Falk, the agent for Michael Jordan.
The guy with having
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
those
He
conversations were
was
so good.
They were some of the best parts of the movie. You know, Chris Tucker.
Oh God.
Oh my
Great.
God, we love Chris
Anybody who
Tucker.
puts Chris Tucker in their movie, they've done the right thing. And Viola Davis. When you have powerhouses like that, it was a fantastic movie. Really interesting and told the story in a way that it wouldn't typically be told. You'd probably tell it from the side of Michael Jordan, have a big name play him.
Yeah.
Whereas we really didn't see Michael Jordan pretty much. It was more of a stand-in person for him to be there.
Yeah.
We really saw more about his parents and his upbringing and how they wanted to change the direction of the company.
Yes.
As
it was
opposed
it was a Nike movie as opposed to a Michael
Yes.
Jordan movie,
Yeah.
which I really
Yes.
liked. I'm a big fan of the shoes, so for me, I was obsessed with this movie. I loved it.
Oh,
It grabbed
so
me.
good.
I'm so I'm so happy that it's existing
True.
because I walked out like it was a fun time.
Yes, yeah.
It wasn't like oh yeah, we learned something. Like it was a good
Yeah,
movie.
so
like,
we did
actually
learn,
had a
but it
great
was a
time. We
fun,
all
yeah,
walked out
true.
with smiles.
Oh yeah,
Mostly
amazing.
thanks to Chris Tucker, because
Yeah.
that was a great surprise to see him on the big screen. again.
Please, more movies.
More.
with
Yeah,
so
I didn't
so-
go in expecting him,
Yes,
like,
correct.
and
'Cause
he
they
just
didn't
delivered.
advertise him much.
No,
Yeah.
His
he wasn't.
character's very.
He's a
not
small
in-
character, but
yeah.
the bits he's
It's not that
in,
long.
because he
I
was
think it
really,
would be 10 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Max. Yeah,
Not
Maybe.
total,
much.
like, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, nah.
But even Ben Affleck's character, how
Oh,
funny
yeah,
was
no,
it?
all the
Yeah.
acting was amazing.
They
The
just- yeah.
chemistry is.
Yeah,
And I mean, it's a
really
true
good.
story. So when you can watch a true story and be so entertained by it, that's when it's done correctly.
Yeah.
Like Air, Blackberry, they're true stories, but they're done in a way that doesn't bore you with
yeah,
just
doesn't
the
dumb
plain
you
facts.
down, yeah.
Yeah, you just like I didn't know the whole paying the fines to have the shoes a particular design. I didn't know
Yeah.
that particular aspect, but
Yeah.
it's something that it's like a little fun fact, you know, or like the shoe designer, how he invented the Michael Jordan dunking on the
Yeah.
shoe itself. These are small things and people that you don't think about, and it's a nice nod to them. So
Good job, Ben
Yeah.
Affleck. Keep making
Nah,
movies.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was fantastic.
I love you.
Please, more. All right, we're on the same wavelength again. Tar.
Yeah, wow, let's
Good
go,
job,
man.
What more can we say about Tar? It was
It's just-
really good. I highly recommend it to anyone who's got a spare.
yeah,
2.5
even
hours,
though,
whatever
yeah.
it was. If you're in that right mood, just to sit down and get enthralled by a movie,
Hmm.
Tar's the one.
100%.
This is 5.
Yeah, 5.
Was it 5?
Numero 5, man.
Alrighty.
Going in the top 5.
Let's go.
This is
Okay.
the big,
This
talk.
movie I've been waiting from last 2 or 3 years. The Killer.
Ooh.
David Fincher. He's my favorite director of all time. Zodiac is my favorite movie of all time. So I was like, I really wanted to watch it.
Mm.
And then we watched the trailer. It's like a Netflix movie.
Yes.
And I was just scared that it's gonna be on Netflix.
Well, you actually sent the trailer. We didn't see it in the cinema.
Yeah.
You didn't see the
No,
trailer?
we never saw the trailer in the cinema.
No, not in the cinema.
Yeah, we
but I
saw it
sent
on the
You
group
sent
chat.
it, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the group chat. Okay. Anyway, I know you guys didn't like the first 20 minutes or so. It wasn't gripping.
No,
like,
no.
No, I wouldn't say
I
that.
said when I was there for the first 20
Yeah.
minutes, when I was sitting there watching it, I go, this is so slow, right?
Yeah.
But then the movie goes, and you understand why that 20 minutes
Was
felt like
so-
2
yeah.
hours. Because it actually makes sense.
But those
The way
20
to
minutes
feel
were so
about it.
important for the
Correct.
movie. Yeah. So,
Like, if I can't argue with the pacing, because that made me understand the character so much more by that point onwards. Like,
Sure.
holy shit, yes, this is why this felt like that.
The thing
Yeah.
that
because
impressed me,
he's that.
the thing that impressed me about that film was Michael Fassbender's character.
Mm.
we don't
It was
know anything.
it was
like,
very
Yeah,
just
correct.
the story of him going from point
Yeah,
A to point
point
B.
B.
We don't
Correct.
need to hear about his life and this and
Yeah.
that. And
Backstory,
he's not
training, nothing.
a
Nothing.
typical like assassin where he's got to be
Yeah.
like, oh, such and such this. And he's just like very cold and to the point. I'm going to shoot this
But that was
person. I'm
the
going to
first
shoot that
20
person.
minutes.
Yeah.
He has this mantra in his head.
Yes.
But then he, alright, a bit of a spoiler, then he sees the girl over there, he's a bit distracted,
Yes.
so he sort of goes off the rail, but that's why it's just a brilliant character,
Mm.
and like from point A to B. But I have just like slight problem. I think that conversation with Tilda Swinton's
Yes.
character, I think that should be the end of the movie. They had this great conversation about like they need to stop, like she
Yeah, I
Oh,
know
no,
that.
no,
Yeah,
no.
at the
Yeah,
dinner.
when at the
Yeah.
dinner.
yeah,
Yes,
I
yes,
think
yes.
the dinner scene should be the last bit.
I think, but I think the rest of the film still had merit.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't
Yeah.
have. I'm saying
I think if they
maybe-
rearranged the film
Yes.
and did the other pieces of the film after the dinner, if they did that first, and then it was the
Yes.
dinner at the end, and I reckon if they finished on the pier,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
if they finished on the pier like
Yeah.
they did,
Mm.
that would have been more of the film's vibe, I guess.
Yes.
Because
Oh,
the ending where they're on the at the house and
House,
the
yeah.
beach,
Yeah,
it just
it's
felt a
end.
bit out of character at the very
Yeah,
end.
it does. And the music choice they had, like when we are in his POV, and like when he's wearing the earphones, we
Yeah.
listen to music, and when he's not, it's just so.
Yeah, no, it was well done movie.
Well done.
Yeah.
John?
John?
All right. So this is probably higher or on your list, but
I'm not. Go for it.
It made top 5, so.
it made top 5.
Please say it.
Susu, man. Yeah, it would have been higher on both of your lists. 2 hours. It was a great film. No, I really enjoyed it.
No, that was.
Yeah, that was probably the best Japanese anime that we watched 2023 in my opinion.
It is the
It is
best.
the
It is-
only.
Okay.
You only got the boy and the
I'm just making
Yeah.
I'm just making sure. But no, it was a really well done film. It didn't feel 2 hours. It felt very fast paced, and the ending was quite well done. But I enjoyed the start of the film more than the end of the film, I think.
Really?
Yeah, learning about the whole story of
yeah.
what's happening and meeting the characters. I found that really interesting.
Because it left it very mysterious
Yeah.
and open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we'll leave that for now.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
obviously
We know it's coming back. We
100%
know.
is coming
I'm the
back.
I'm the maverick
Enough
here.
said.
I've just
Yes.
kind of chucked it in.
For my 5, this is probably higher on your list. Saltburn.
Okay.
I loved Saltburn. As effed up as it was, I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was so refreshing. The twists, it's just how psychotic it was.
Look.
I appreciated the movie so much. Like we watched the trailer, and the trailer says nothing of what you're gonna
True.
watch. Nothing.
And you said you don't want to watch it.
I said it looks because the trailer looked boring.
Boring. Yeah,
Of
it
course.
does. It does.
Like that's the only thing you can say about it. But now it's going viral, dude. Because now
yeah,
it's on
now it's
Amazon.
because of things
it's,
happen.
it's on stream. But my God, when we watched it in the cinema, only watching the trailer once, I'm just like, nah, this looks like absolute snooze fest. My God, did it sweep me on my feet, smack me across the face, and say, this is a movie.
When we went to see it in the cinema, wasn't that the only film that we saw that there was like groups of women coming in? That was that film, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We thought for a minute that it was going to be
a women-centric
correct.
movie.
It's very. You don't know what's going to happen up until the last, say, 20 minutes, and then it really goes off the rails.
Yeah,
It's
I love
done
it.
very well,
I appreciated how far they went.
and it's the first time I've seen. What's the actor's name? I don't know. The main character, where he's not playing somebody with mental problems. He was in that
Barry
film.
Keoghan.
I mean, you
Barry
can argue
Keoghan.
being a
Barry
psychopath
He was in
is
that-
a mental problem.
Well, but usually we watch
Sacred,
the Banshees of Inisherin, where he
Yeah.
has like
Killing
mental.
of a sacred deer.
Yes,
yeah.
killing of a sacred deer. He always plays that character where he's 3 steps behind everybody else.
Yeah,
I think is a
he
nice
does.
way to put it.
And then this time
This
it was
time
3
he's
steps
this time
ahead.
he's 3 steps ahead of everybody else.
But he somehow makes you feel like
Yes.
the character is 3 steps behind.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
But he's actually ahead.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Highly
it
recommend.
just got to that point where it flipped it on its head, and they start showing everything back how he planned it out.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
blowed my mind.
because he makes you think he's trying to do things one way,
Yes,
but it's really another way completely.
Yes.
And that's what really is smart. It's like a double turn.
No, I really loved it. Moon?
Okay. So, is it 4?
Yes.
Yep.
Alright, I don't think you guys probably. Killers of the Flower Moon? What is it, Killer of the Flower Moon?
Killer of the Flower Moon.
Sorry, Martin Scorsese.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you guys probably disagree with me, but first of all, for a movie which is 3 hours long, I felt like
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5 hours.
Yes.
And you gotta
flew
add that
by.
3.5.
flew by, and the characters, the story, like we know
The
some of the
story is
is really good.
standout. Like,
Yes.
I said to a lot of people, the actual story is good to know. Like it's good to identify
It
how
gives
as
you a
human
history.
race
A good
we're
history.
effed.
It
But
gives you a
Yes,
good
we are.
history of
Yes,
like
it does.
what happened.
the way they do everything and the movie goes and the pacing is all great. But for me as a movie, it's just
I think
Okay.
I think as a mini series,
yeah, would have
a
I would
6-episode
agree
mini series would
that-
have delivered so much more information in a more interesting way than the film did.
Okay, I agree, but at the moment when I was watching the movie, like even halfway through, I knew this is like a 10 out of 10 for me. But then it's just the story was so gripping for me.
Yeah,
like what
like,
happened
I can agree. Like I did not want to leave. Like
without knowing what.
yeah, because
what
obviously
had-
more
like,
and more is
yeah.
happening, and I want to know well who's behind it, why they're doing this. Like you sort of have to keep going with them. Like you
Yeah.
sort of know, but you want to see how far they're going to take it.
Yeah, even
Because
though
it's
like
real.
Leo is playing such a guy with bad intentions.
But he's
or
a
something.
disarming character.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah, true.
Very
Yeah.
disarming,
So I just wanted to like at the end of the day, like I felt so connected with like I wanted them to be safe, like especially the girl. So that's why
Yeah,
I
like, it was
just
very
connected,
And
yeah.
one of the, it's not going to spoil the ending of the film, but the most interesting thing that they did in that film for me was usually when there's a historic film, at the end of it they'll put pictures up and say like such and such
Such a-
lived
yeah.
till Martin Scorsese comes on and they do it as the film was a radio show, and then
Okay.
Martin Scorsese reads out what happens to the characters at the end. So it was very interesting that they did something different
They
to
did this
sum
and
up the
they-
film.
Yes.
But I mean, it's a dream team: Martin Scorsese, Robert De Niro, and Leonardo DiCaprio. You know, great films.
great.
It was a good movie.
But yeah, in my opinion, it was just. I think there was. It felt like it needed to be an hour longer to be a bit more explained, or just make it into a mini series. Because It was 3.5 hours, but it still felt like they were trying to jam as much in as possible. It
They were
didn't.
going
Yeah,
right
yeah.
to the
Lot
T,
to
but
do,
they
yeah.
had to go right to the T. They couldn't
Yeah.
leave anything out
Yeah.
because otherwise you wouldn't feel the same way about
Yeah.
certain characters.
Yeah.
So I understand that.
But I
yeah,
still reckon
as a
that it
movie,
would
it's
have
too long.
been better as, let's say, a 6 episode, 1 hour per episode mini series
Yeah, I agree,
done
but-
on, say, Paramount Plus or Netflix, something like that with a good budget.
Yeah.
No, I agree, but sometimes I rather prefer a movie instead of a series.
But I think
so-
3.5 hours.
Yeah, I think once you get to that 3 hour part, it really starts to push whether it should be maybe 10 years ago when TVs were a lot smaller and not as
Yeah.
good quality, and we couldn't stream things like we can now, like ad free.
Yeah.
I would say it has to be a movie. But once it starts to get past 3 hours, there are things that should just be a TV series, and that should be it. I mean, it's like the Squid Games. It would have been a great movie, but it was a really good TV series.
Which
know?
I haven't seen, so.
Which I've seen.
Yeah.
Great.
Alright,
film.
John.
Okay.
All right, one of my favourite film titles for 2023, Gran Turismo, based on a true story. Yeah,
That's in
so
the title.
I saw that multiple times. Yeah, I don't know where they get these titles from. I guess the
Please
Formula
say
One.
that-
They have an
yeah.
F1, and the end of it is made in Italy. Of course, it's made in Italy. It's in Italy. But anyway, film's great. It's about Jan Mardenberg and his career from playing Gran Turismo, the video game, to being an actual driver at Le Mans for Nissan and their program. Kazuni Yamochi is the creator of Gran Turismo. He has a cameo in it as a sushi chef in the restaurant scene.
Really?
Yeah, I looked that up. I found that. It was quite interesting. I've seen the film 3 times now, 3 different ways. So I saw it in just a basic cinema, and that was a good
40.
way. 40X and D-Box. So D-Box is good because when you have the recliner up fully, you feel like you're more in a car. You really feel the gear changes. 40X is always going to be a bit more of a jumpy aspect.
Then you
but
jump out.
There
of
is
the
a
seat.
scene, exactly. They need a seatbelt in that 40X. They really do.
And this smell of the tires.
Yeah,
burning,
they do.
please?
They put the smell, and with the
Stop
40X,
it.
you get the rain. So when they're in the wet in the Le Mans, you get the rain. But the crash where he hits the wall at the very start, and it's just he spins out on the dirt and hits into the tire wall. Fantastic in 40X because you get the smoke and you get the kind of dirt smell, and the wind blows. The aspect of the accident where the car, and it's in the trailer, so I'm not really ruining everything.
Yeah.
The car aeroplanes like this, and then flips out, and it actually did kill a guy in real life. The film does take liberty with the way in which it happened in real life.
That's in the trailer.
Yeah, that bit is in the trailer. It's in the second trailer, so that's what happens.
Oh,
They release
wow.
a first trailer where they don't tell you much, and then they release a second trailer where they tell
Don't
you the whole
watch the
film.
trailers. Please.
Yeah, don't watch the second trailer. It'll ruin everything.
Second trailer.
But when you're in the 40X, you'll break your neck because the seat just goes. It was that, yeah. But really good film, really interesting story. It's done in a concise way. It's not 100% true to the real life as the other historic films we've watched are.
Yeah,
But-
he is a made-up character. Yeah.
No.
No,
David Harbour played. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's 2 other actors. David Harbour from Stranger Things. He plays Jack Salter. He is not a real character. He's an amalgamation of a few different people that started the Gran Turismo
Yeah.
Academy and did that with Nissan. But Danny Moore, who is the character played by Orlando Bloom, he is actually a real person, and he is the marketing representative who actually started that. So he admitted in the interview that the character is loosely based off him, so it's not really as Orlando Bloomy as it's shown in the film. But good, it's 2 hours, 15 minutes. Starts off at Cardiff, Wales. We head to Japan, Nuremberg Ring. So it really does hit all the good points, and yeah, I enjoyed it.
Really good.
Jesus.
And
Sounds like your number one, not
On-
gonna lie. Holy crap.
great movie. Yeah.
Great movie. Alright, mine is The Creator.
Has to be. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I
I'm
was
surprised
in love.
it's not your number one.
Yeah, I was surprised it wasn't higher up there.
Yeah, nah. It was fighting, but yeah, I loved it. I thought such a refreshing cinema experience for me. Something we don't get a lot of sci-fi that hits like that anymore. Like real.
True. We don't get
not-
sci-fi on it.
Yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah,
And then
everything that's sci-fi.
The
ends
one
up
thing that
being
sold me
Marvel.
in this movie was the music. The music really hit me, and I really liked it.
It's a great movie.
What's yours? Now we're in top 3, aren't we?
Yes.
Really?
Are we?
Really?
Shit.
Wow. All right. All right. Number 3, Godzilla -1.
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Nice wheels, man.
Okay, so everyone was saying that this is the best Godzilla movie. I didn't want to believe, but
I'm so happy we watched it.
true.
This
but
was on the cusp of not being watched.
It's
and I'm
true, this
very-
was a-
hold on. When
Yeah.
was that?
No,
No,
because we watched it on a weekend.
Come
It
on.
was
I
on the
always
cusp.
said this is a priority.
It was
But-
very difficult to see because with the Japanese
Yeah,
films,
this-
it's
yeah.
very hard to find cinemas. They do show them, but very
For
hard to
our
find
times
them
as well.
Yeah, for
True.
our times.
All right. So when we came out the movie, I think John, you went to watch them or something. I told Cameron that even if you take out Godzilla, it's still a great movie.
Yes.
Like the characters about like post-war, like the trauma they're going through, and then you add up this beast, and then you double down on it, everything. It's just a great movie. I was so emotionally invested in the characters. Like, I wanted to cry, but if Nice Wheels Man wasn't there, I would have cried. Sorry, Randy.
God,
but yeah.
he cried.
Randy cried.
You
Randy
cried,
did cry.
God bless Randy.
God bless Randy.
Yeah, he went to the toilet twice. He did announce that very loudly. Yeah.
But yeah, just an amazing movie, man.
Yeah. John,
All right.
number 3.
This would have been higher on my list had there been jets in it. Really? Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
This
in
is not your
cinemas.
number 1 movie.
No.
Wow. Paul
No,
Rudd's
actually, I
introduction.
honestly think my
What's
number
going on?
one will be a bit of a throw, but really good. Tom Cruise, obviously Vig Rhames, and you know
Amazing, yeah.
Simon Pegg. They're a great character doing, and Vig Rhames has been in it since the start. Simon Pegg's like a series favourite. He's really
He's my
funny.
favourite,
Yeah,
Yeah. Haley Atwell gets added to the cast as Grace. She was a good addition, especially because, you know, things happen and then there's no Rebecca Ferguson anymore.
So that was the reason this movie is not in my top 10. So.
Well, I don't know. I think it's a good trade-off. I'd trade Haley Atwell
No,
for
I
Rebecca
can't.
Ferguson any day of the week.
I love Rebecca Ferguson, but I'm saying the trade-off, there was no payoff for the trade-off. So
Yeah. Well, there is a part 2 coming, hopefully, in 2025 in
Hopefully.
May.
I
But
heard
we
that.
don't know. We don't know. But, yeah, it was a really good film. We go to Rome, Venice.
yeah,
Where
go
else did we
everywhere.
go? We were on the Orient Express at the end of the film. We're
That
at
was
the Abu
great.
Dhabi airport.
Yeah,
That
it
was
took us
good.
a lot of places.
And yeah, it was a really, and I think it showed Venice in a different light, which is good. It showed it at night, which we really don't see except for Haunting in Venice, which only showed us one building and we didn't even see
Please,
Venice.
we don't need to
Please
watch
don't
the
watch
movie.
the movie. Sorry, now go watch
But
it.
go watch Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. It's out of cinemas now, but it was in cinemas when we saw it. Really good film, and especially in D-Box. There's a good scene where they're driving the backup car, the getaway car, and that's really good in D-Box. Like, choo,
Yeah,
choo,
and
choo,
you can
the shooting.
apparently turn off the D-Box.
You
thing.
can turn it off, so if
Yeah,
you're going, you get a
apparently.
recliner. But you can just have a recliner. But D-Box, high quality, I highly recommend.
There's a pattern for like all the good movies for John. They are.
It's about how they can add to the cinema experience.
Yes,
It's true. It can't
really
just be
is.
sitting there and watching it. You have to have D-Box.
Okay,
Alright.
Cameron.
My number 3, Triangles of Sadness.
Ooh.
We saw that
Amazing,
very
man,
early on.
Amazing.
My God,
That was a
another
week before
movie-
Tar, yeah?
That was
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
second movie of this.
That movie really,
So good.
really, I did not know where it was going. I did not know where it was taking me, and when it ended, I didn't know it was ending. Like
And
that
I
was
never
the-
wanted it to end.
No,
like,
it
keep
was
going.
a very long movie to be
It
fair.
was,
Nearly
yeah.
3 hours, I think it was.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
the
good.
acting was so good. The
And,
story was so good. The twists.
Because they do it in sections. That was what the good part was.
They break it up, and it's like you cared for everyone.
Yeah.
True.
I mean,
Like-
warning if
so
you are going to
good.
watch that film, there is a part in the film that is a bit disgusting.
No, watch it. That's the best.
No.
But yeah,
watch it.
you can watch it and, just don't eat beforehand.
You know what? I'm gonna go watch it again.
No,
No,
yeah,
it was
I
the comedy
recommend
was
it.
done well. It's very,
Yes,
very like
very-
dark humor.
very
Very
dark.
dark humor. And
Yeah.
it was
And Woody
so
Harrelson's
good.
character was
Oh,
so
God.
funny as the captain. He wasn't in it for a long part of the film,
Yeah.
but the part of the film he was in
Oh,
it
he was
really
hilarious.
really made it.
God bless.
Because the rest of the actors in that film, let's be honest, they're all like
no name.
yeah,
Bigger.
Yeah, we don't.
no
watch
name.
that.
So I think that adds to it in some aspect because when you have a actor who's like not, a well-known person, we're not focusing on that one person. So
Yeah.
we get to watch all the character development.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. That's why
that was a great
Yeah.
movie.
made my top 3.
Wow, it
Moon?
stayed till like whole year, so has to be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 2, I don't have to look at my phone. So. Saltburn. Okay, so
Number 2.
all right. So I watched Promising Young Woman by Emerald Fennell, and I've been telling Cameron to watch it, but he didn't. But that's his problem. I told John
One
he
day.
watched it, and I watched the trailer. I was like, this is going to be something very different. Even I thought it would be different, but when we watched the movie, oh my god, there was just so many layers to every character, I would say.
Yeah.
Like every shot was like an piece of art. Every single like shot in the movie, like, just so good. Like, there was a lot of effort and like in every single frame they have put, and the twist the movie goes through, like the journey, just so good.
Yeah. It grabs you from start
Grabs
to
you,
finish.
yes, it does. Like we think, like I've always talked about perspective. We think about someone from one perspective, and then we see things from some other perspective. Like, no spoiler, but at the end of movie, it just takes you through a whole journey. So
Yes.
just amazing movie.
And in perspective, Oppenheimer shot in black and white,
Yes.
and then this film is shot in a different aspect ratio. I believe it's 4:3
Yes, it
aspect
is.
ratio.
Yes, it is. I love
And
that.
so when you watch it, it's got more of a film grit and it's in a different perspective. So it really lends
you
to a more
know
arty
you-
side
yes,
of
it is,
film.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you like Promising Young Woman, when you watch the trailer for Promising Young Woman and then the film, it's very much a similar
Yes,
aspect.
but this is just entirely different beast. Yeah. This is,
yeah.
Okay, John.
John Wick, Chapter 4.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh, I love that film. It was great. 2 hours, 49
God.
minutes.
Mate.
It really ends off the series. We go to Japan, we go to Paris, we go to New York. It's got some of my favorite characters. Keanu Reeves, obviously, is John Wick.
Oh, he's amazing.
We got Lawrence Fishburne at the start of it. And it's very action-packed. The action is done well. We got a new addition, Donnie Yen. He played the
He
blind
was my
assassin,
favorite.
Kane.
Yeah, he was my
And
favorite.
he was really good.
Mm.
He was a really well done character. Him and Mr. Nobody, played by Shamir Anderson. Yeah, another great character. These were
Yeah.
2 new additions, very at the
And
end.
they made it refreshing.
Yeah,
And
because we have a break
And the
between
shot
the third one.
from like at the end, there's a shot from the like not at there's like a warehouse fight. I don't know. It's from the top, like it's like a game shot.
Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh, that was
building,
so
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I think that film was done really well. The Marquess, he was a interesting villain. I think he was a bit of a I don't know. After what you watch in the first 3 films, because when I watched this film, I went and saw all 3 in the cinema the week of that 4th film. So I had watched them all back to back, getting ready for the 4th film.
You did.
Yeah, of course. You
Commendable.
gotta in the exact same cinema, so I have the experience. But I really think that the villain, because we didn't really have any connection to him and John Wick, it kind of feels a little bit flat. But other than that, I really think it was good because he's so sinister. At
He was
the
great,
ending,
yeah.
really is good. But I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
It didn't hit the same for me, but I can.
No, I really enjoyed it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was just a bit too long, that one.
Yeah, it was good
And
that we went.
he kept falling.
Yeah, the
The
stair
stair
scene,
scene just kept
Yeah,
going.
the
And the
stair
guy with
scene
the
was
dog
interesting.
was the most pointless character. In
That's
the whole
Mr.
series.
Nobody.
Yeah,
So
No,
I
he was a
agree.
tracker.
Like,
Nah.
if you take him out of the movie, I
It's
think
the same sort of trajectory.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was
he
a
made
bit
him.
of a. He was a nobody. That's
He-
why
that's
he was
his
named
name,
Mr.
yeah.
Nobody, because he didn't need to be there.
He's
Sure.
more just adding to the world than anything than
The
the
world
film.
is
The
so
wall is
full already.
so big already. Yeah.
Anyway,
If you
but
like
yeah.
John Wick, I highly recommend
Oh,
The
yeah,
Continental, which is on Amazon Prime, 3-part series. That's also good to recommend, you know.
Okay.
So yeah,
No.
I highly recommend you watch all 4 John Wicks and then The Continental. There's 3 episodes of that, 1970s. But
For
yeah,
me, John Wick ended with John Wick 4.
yeah. But
Yeah,
this is a
that was
prequel.
perfect
Apparently,
ending. And I'm
he's
now,
not dead.
No.
Apparently.
Anyway, we're moving on
Okay,
because
sorry.
you're going to get me upset.
Sorry.
That was a perfect ending.
Okay, yes,
John
he's
Wick,
dead.
we thank you for your chapter
Spoilers.
4.
Sorry.
Thanks, Keanu.
We love
Now,
you, Keanu.
rest in peace. Anyway, my number 2 is Spider-Man.
Ooh.
Spider-Verse. That,
Just amazing.
Jesus.
No.
my God, when I was watching that movie, it felt like I was in there. Like, honestly,
True.
I was just gobsmacked with all the different worlds, the universes, the art style, the dialogue, everything.
Everything. Even the villain was
And then
so good, man.
The villain, and then the end did not. It just cuts out, and you just like I
give
could
me
have sat
more.
there
Yeah.
for another 3 hours. Like
Give me
we
more.
could-
Yeah.
Like I say, 3.5 hours was too much, right? But I reckon if
Yeah.
Spider-Verse
This one
was
was
3.5 hours, I would not
Yeah.
have known.
True.
Because I was so immersed, it grabbed me. I was so interested in everything that was happening, and
That was
yeah,
it.
It really
Right,
creeps
you-
up on you at the end.
yeah,
like
it
everything-
does.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
does.
Because you think, well, how's this going to end? You don't. When you're in there, you
Yeah.
think, well, it's not going to end because it doesn't look like the story's near the end.
Mm.
So in your mind, you're just like, oh yeah, let's keep going. I'm ready for this. Give me more.
Yeah.
And then it just goes, get ready for part 2.
Yeah, very much like The Sopranos.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
leaves
was
you wanting more.
was my
Yeah.
2.
True. Okay, I think John, you should go.
Yeah,
for
I think
number-
me and Vin are on the same
Yeah,
wavelength.
we
yeah,
know.
yeah. Okay. No, you guys do your one.
No,
first.
you go first.
No,
yeah.
you
Yeah,
go
okay.
first.
The Fablemans.
Wow!
Okay.
Number 1!
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It's a
Was-
cinema movie.
Was the experience added
Yeah.
to this?
Yeah.
The
What,
amazing.
okay,
cinema.
so we went to the cinema. They didn't dim the lights. So Cameron gallantly went out and said they're not dimming the lights. The first line of the movie, the
Which I
dad,
missed.
played by Paul Dano, says to the son, played by Gabrielle LaBelle, says, "Oh, when you enter the cinema, there's a smell of popcorn and the lights
go
dim."
And the curtain is something about the
Yeah,
curtains raised.
the curtains raised and the lights dim, and the lights were still on. It was just so funny. But other than that, it was a really, really good film. Low budget, only 40 million, but it was, historic
No, that was
piece.
a great story.
You really felt like, as a Steven Spielberg, you could see that was his. It's not his life story, but you could picture, hey, this is his life story. It was
Good movie,
done
yeah.
really well. I mean, it's one of the only films I've seen Seth Rogen in a serious role and not thought of him
As
like a Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Thought of him
High,
as a serious actor who's done a really good job being a character and not being Seth Rogen in such and such film.
Very true.
Yeah,
Really.
it was
Was
really
he
well.
a serious character in Dumb Money? I can't remember.
No, he was supposed to be serious, but he just came off as more of a jerk
Yeah,
than anything
true.
else.
True.
Whereas this character, because the basic story is that Seth Rogen plays the friend of Paul Dano, who's the father,
Yeah.
and so they're moving around together as they take other jobs. But it's more the progression of Sammy, the son, who's Steven Spielberg's surrogate,
Yeah.
and his journey on filmmaking. But it was, really an interesting film. And because the film runtime, 2 hours 31 minutes, most of it was shot in California.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were in Phoenix, Arizona for a part of it, and they do move around a bit. I think 3 times. It takes 3 different positions.
Yeah.
Start in Texas, then they go to Phoenix, and then they end up in California. But yeah, they did a really good job of the film, and ending it right at the part where he meets, the movie John Ford, the
Does he
movie
meet
producer. and
David Lynch, no, one of the directors.
yeah. David Lynch is playing John Ford.
Ah, okay.
So yeah,
Yeah, that was a great scene.
Yeah.
because that apparently
The
is
whole end scene, yeah.
lifted from Steven Spielberg's actual meeting
okay,
of
yeah.
John Ford. The exact scene as it is how he used to tell it. So it was a really enjoyable film, and at the end of it, you weren't like, you're like, I want to see more. I
did get that vibe.
True.
I was
I
really
wanted to
like,
see
oh, it's
more.
only been 2 hours and 31 minutes. It's, I could watch more of that. I'm interested to see how the character progresses. But yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Nah, it was really good.
Really good movie. Okay. Number 1?
Number 1
Yeah.
is Suzume.
Suzume!
My God.
Oh
when
my
we watched that movie,
Yeah. Ah.
the emotional ride it took us on,
That was
Jesus. The
just
surprise, it just...
everything.
Before going into that movie, I was very against sub movies.
Yeah.
Because I don't
subtitles,
feel
yeah.
like I can enjoy the movie and read at the same time. But somehow this movie taught me,
And
as soon as it came on, I learned how to read and get
you
engulfed
were
in this
yeah.
universe.
And it changed you.
It
Now
did.
you.
I said.
Yeah.
I said to my wife. I walked out of that cinema and I came out a different person. Like it really changed me emotionally, everything. Like it's just changed me. And it just it was an amazing story.
Oh, the characters.
The characters,
And the journey was so good. Like after.
And it's relatable.
It is, but
As
even
unrealistic as the story is,
somehow
it's very
it connects
relatable.
to so many
Yeah.
real problems in Japan, and
Correct.
everyone's like, it's just like I never used to watch much anime, but now I'm just an anime
Yeah,
fan.
like it's crazy. It's crazy to me how that one movie has
It's literally
impacted me.
yeah.
Like, everywhere I go, if anyone asks me what movie to watch, I always say Suzume.
Suzume, watch it, yeah.
Because it's really amazing.
And it's for everybody. Everybody could watch it. It's
Yeah.
not just an adult film. It's not just a kid's film.
True.
It's-
If a chair can bring that much emotion, like it's just a chair, it's just here, yeah. So that much is it.
Yeah.
The movie is so good.
It's amazing.
So we got Suzumi Iwata. What's it? I got the characters here.
Oh yeah.
Chairman.
That's not the character's name.
His name is Suta Makanakata.
Suta.
Hakuna
And then you had the aunt, Tamika.
Yeah.
Like all the characters
Yeah.
were, like you felt everything.
And the ending when
It comes full circle and please. You
like
just
I
need to
was
watch
already in like so much in emotion that
Yeah.
that thing happens.
It's very much like a Rosebud ending of Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
It really does. It really does come full circle at the
It
end.
does.
And yeah, it just made
Yeah.
me feel
Yeah, I think
so many feels.
so many feelings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so
That's our top 10.
Yep. That's
Please
our top.
like, comment, subscribe. Whose list was the best? Let us know in the comments.
Okay.
It was not yours. Anyway.
Alright.
See you
Thank
guys.
See you.
Ciao.
See ya.